Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the American Dynasty YouTube channel. And so for today's video, I do want to speak about the situation that is going on with Gio Reyna and what type of role we could expect with him and the US men's national team in the summer, because Gregg Berhalter did have a few things to say about the young American. And then later in the video, we're also going to be talking about the pre-match preview between Inter Miami and Nashville. This is going to be a very exciting one. I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you guys are USA fans, this will be the channel for you, where we do talk about everything regarding the US men's national team and the MLS. So let's first talk about what Gregg Berhalter had to say. He spoke to The Athletic and this is what he said. We know that Giovanni is a creative player. We know that he's a great player for the final pass. And we have to see what he can do in terms of workload, how long he could last in the field, because he hasn't been playing. But we also see other options as well. And this is basically Gregg confirming to us, because we have been theorizing this thing, right? That maybe Malik Tillman could be taking Gio Reyna's spot in the national team. And I think that Gregg is hinting that yes, there are other options. Yes, Giovanni is a great player, but there's always going to be other players out there that could replace Gio Reyna, and one of them is Malik Tillman. The type of season that Tillman has been having has been amazing. Now, he's not someone like Memphis Depay or Gakpo or Xavi Simons, three players who have played at PSV before, but let me tell you, Tillman is damn close. Tillman has 6 goals and 5 assists, and he is averaging 1.13 goals and assists per 90 minutes. This is what you call a very reliable number 10. PSV is considered to be as one of the best Dutch national teams in the world, probably the best Dutch national team in the world. We can argue maybe Ajax could be another one, but when you are a number 10 in one of the best Dutch teams in the world, you have to put out numbers like this, and Tillman is doing exactly that, and it's very impressive. And so of course Gregg Berhalter is going to be stating we also see other options as well. Now, what's so surprising is that Reyna last season as a super sub was putting out numbers close to this, exactly like Malik Tillman. He scored 7 goals and provided 2 assists and had 1.3 goals and assists per 90 minutes, which is slightly better than what Tillman is doing today in this season. Now, I have no idea why the coach of Dortmund continued to not bet on this player, because it only hurt Gio Reyna's performance. But I feel like part of the reason why Tillman is getting more praise than Gio is because Tillman has been doing this in very intense moments, meaning that Tillman shows up when PSV really does need him to. And I remember before he made this move to PSV, many were saying that maybe Tillman might not make it, that he might not be good enough, PSV is going to destroy his career, there's going to be other players in PSV that are going to go over him. But then we saw Malik Tillman work on his weaknesses. We saw him improve his defensive work, improve his key passing rate, and he simply got better over time. And I like that. I like the fact that he is showing maturity at such a young age, because Tillman and Gio Reyna are at the same age. It's just that Tillman is showing that he can take care of much more responsibilities and improve himself. And so I just feel like maybe just at this time, Malik Tillman has found the better suitor for him before Gio Reyna. And yes, this usually does happen to many young players, because when you're young, you still need to find your place in Europe. It's very difficult. Look at how Serginho Dest, it took him about 4 years to finally find his place, and that is at PSV. Just like Malik Tillman. Pulisic, the same thing. He went to Dortmund, he wanted to move out. He went to Chelsea, it was very unsettling. He did not know where to go, and then he eventually moved to AC Milan, all within a span of like 4 to 5 years. And then finally, after 4 to 5 years, he has found his place in Europe, and it is working wonders for him to be playing at AC Milan. Same thing with McKennie. McKennie went to Schalke, which was in Germany. He did seemed unsettled. He went to Juventus. It did not work out for him. They sent him on loan. He went to Leeds. Again, at Leeds, it did not work out for him. He went back to Juventus, and then this time, finally, McKennie found a spot at Juventus. It took him about 4 to 5 years to find his spot in Europe. It simply just takes time, and I feel like the same thing is going on with Gio Reyna. And so I just believe that in this summer, he's really going to have to nail it. He's really going to have to nail finding the perfect club. And Jorge Mendes, who is the new agent for Gio Reyna, right? He was appointed about a month and a half ago, would need to find him the best club possible. And I hope that Gio goes to the Spanish league. I want him to go there because it does suit him a lot. I don't think that this whole move of him going to Nottingham Forest isn't working well. It was a weird transfer. I don't know why he went there for a loan move. He might as well should have just stayed at Borussia Dortmund, because at Nottingham Forest, he's not getting any minutes. I think that he played a total of 37 minutes and that's it. But in Spain, I think that he can work wonders. He can do amazing things, because in the Spanish league, many of the midfielders are required to be very technical, very good with the ball. Teams like Bilbao, Atletico Madrid, Real Betis, they want that. I think that these 3 teams would welcome someone like Gio Reyna. So like I have said, I understand why Gregg Berhalter is saying this, that there is other options. But what's so crazy about this whole thing? Even though Gio Reyna is having a tough time in club football, when he plays for his national team, for some reason he becomes becomes a whole different player. Like, he is so good with the US that sometimes he even changes the US national team, like in a good way. He makes his team much more creative, and I love that. We have seen that multiple times before, and every time I see Giovanni Reyna playing in the midfield with McKennie and Tyler Adams, or Yunus Musa and Tyler Adams, you start to see the US become much more fluid and generate many more chances. As a matter of fact, if you look at the past few games that the US have played, in that 4-0 win against Ghana, Giovanni Reyna scored 2 goals. In that game against Trinidad, he scored 1 goal. In the second leg against Trinidad, they lost 2-1, but Giovanni Reyna was one of the best players there. Even though he did not score a goal or an assist, he created one big chance. 3 out of 3 long balls were completed, 3 passes into the final third, 2 out of 2 tackles won, had a 93% pass accuracy rate. And so he has been amazing for the national team. So it's a very tricky situation. As of now, I do wish him a lot of luck. He's gonna have to like really suck it up for now because of this loan move. But in the meantime, yes, Malik Tillman goes up, meaning the chances of Giovanni Reyna's minutes will decrease under Gregg Berhalter. Moving on towards the next conversation, and now I do want to speak about the pre-match preview, because Inter Miami are going to be participating tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time in the Concacaf Champions Cup, a competition that Inter Miami were not even in last year. And there's many reasons on why many of us should tune in to watch this match, because look, the last time these two teams played against, which was Inter Miami and Nashville, Inter Miami won against Nashville in penalties. It was a 1-1 tie. It went to penalties and Inter Miami won 10-9. And in this game, throughout that 1-1 tie, Messi scored a goal. It was a very tight match. And so to see Inter Miami and Nashville go at it again during a elimination round is going to be something exciting, because when you have Messi, Busquets, maybe Jordi Alba, Luis Suarez play in a knockout round, you know what's to come. It's always an exciting time. And you know what makes this game so special is that Nashville is one of the best defensive teams right now. Last season in the MLS, they were considered to be as the best defensive team in the league, only allowing 0.9 goals per 90 minutes. Seattle Sounders and the New York City FC were just below Nashville in terms of conceding goals. And Inter Miami are going to be playing that game against Nashville, right? I assume that tomorrow we're probably going to be seeing, okay, Inter Miami concede like 2 or 3 goals, but their game is all about, we're going to score more than you. If you can score 2 goals, we'll score 3. If you can score 4, we'll score 5. That is Inter Miami's game plan, and I expect to see that tomorrow. If we also look at the previous game that Inter Miami have played, they have just beaten down Orlando during that derby 5-0. Can you believe that? Messi and Suarez scored 2 goals each, and so you better bet that Nashville will be on top of their game. Tata Martino had a few words to say about this game, and this is what he said, and I quote, "I expect a match similar to the ones we have played. Nashville is a good, intense team. Both teams have high expectations. We are starting a very important tournament for all teams that are participating. In general terms, we have felt very comfortable playing with a forward. When you find an important way of playing and have results, it is difficult to make a change. We have a modification to make due to the departure of Yedlin." He continues, "There is no specific right back in the squad. Any decision we will make will not be based on a specific right back." And he also spoke about Jordi Alba, and this is what he said. "Jordi Alba has a strong flu condition. We will evaluate him tomorrow if he is fit." So I don't know if Jordi Alba is going to be playing in this game. There were some sources claiming that they tried to speak to Tata Martino. He didn't want to respond because they were questioning him whether Jordi Alba is going to be fit or not, and Tata Martino just ignored them and they just left and they went to Nashville. So if Alba does not make it, and I'm assuming they're going to be waiting until the last minute before the game starts, if Alba doesn't make it, that's fine. Let's use Noah Allen. I have no problem with using Allen as our left back. He has played in that position before. As a matter of fact, he devotes his work on the left back position, and it would be a perfect opportunity for the 19-year-old. I also do want to speak about the latest transfers that Inter Miami have been doing, because they have been doing so many things. They're really trying to change their squad for the better. Now, to start things off, they have let go of Jean Mota and Yedlin, meaning that Inter Miami have freed up to $1.5 million in salary cap space, which means that they are now compliant with the MLS regulations, also meaning that they can make further signings. And let me tell you, Inter Miami did not waste a single minute. Within these next few hours, it is expected for Inter Miami to fully sign Matias Rojas, who is going to be coming from Corinthians, and he will be coming for free. There is already a contractual agreement between the player and Inter Miami, and everything is set to be done within the next few hours. If you guys do not know who Matias Rojas is, he is an attacking midfielder, and he's definitely going to be seen as a Messi replacement in case Messi does need some rest through the whole year, because we don't know if Messi is going to be available to play for all games for Inter Miami. We have to remember that he's going to have to play in the Copa America. He's going to have to travel to Argentina, come back, and play club football again. We don't know if he's going to be 100% fully ready. Maybe he might feel a little fatigued. Maybe his legs are getting tired. Maybe he might feel a little niggle on his hamstrings. You never know, and that is why Tata Martino is setting up for that worst case scenario. That is why Matias Rojas has been signed, and so it's good. It's a really good thing to see. As for the other signing that Inter Miami have completed, it is Federico Redondo, who is an Argentinian player, and he is also a midfield signing. He is expected to play against Nashville, and he might be ready. Tata Martino has already hinted on that. Inter Miami were able to sign the player for a total of $8 million from Argentinos Juniors, and again, this is considered as another perfect signing for Inter Miami because I would say that maybe he could be a Sergio Busquets replacement, give Busquets some rest through the whole year. We don't know if Busquets is going to be 100% available through the whole year. Tata Martino is yet again always anticipating for the worst case scenario. Redondo can play in different positions. He does not necessarily have to play in the central defensive midfield role, but again, if Busquets ever gets injured, he can always take on that spot. Part of the reason why he even chose Inter Miami was because of Lionel Messi, and this is what he said. Messi being in the club had weight in my decision. He is the best player in history, and sharing a pitch with him is a dream. And so I hope that he does adapt to the league quickly. It's great to see that he is already going to be playing in the game against Nashville, and I do wish him the very best. And so that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.